Welcome to the country, where we do country things. And on today's video, I'm going to be working on one of the little doe fawns here today. She's got a bit of a diarrhea issue that we need to get taken care of. Something that we've been working on for quite a while, and we just haven't been able to kind of get her over that. So we need to intervene here today. Try to knock her down with a sedative, and see if we can't help her out with this problem that she's having. So just give me a few minutes to get her knocked down and get her put to sleep, and then I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I hit her with a 1cc dart of the knockdown drug here. I picked her up out of the pen and going ahead and carried her out to the alleyway. So what I'm going to do here to try and help her out is I'm going to clean up her tail for one thing, get all of the poop off of her tail that's stuck to it and everything else. I'm going to trim the hair on her tail completely down so that whenever she does go to the bathroom, it's not sticking to her anymore. The problem is right now is she can't lift her tail with the weight of the poop that's on it. So as she goes to the bathroom, since she can't lift her tail up, it just keeps on accumulating more and more and more. So what I'm going to do here with her is clean her up real good, trim her tail down to get all the hair off and make sure that she's able to lift her tail when she goes to the bathroom. And then I'm going to move her into the north pen with the yearling buck and the other two little does there. And I'm going to start treating their water with some medication to hopefully kind of clear this diarrhea up for her. She's been battling this for quite a while, and she just does not like eating the bread that I've been soaking the medicine up on. And the other deer usually pick the bread up before she gets a chance to anyway. So I'm going to move her in with some a pen that has a lot fewer deer, and then I'm going to try to medicate the water and get her to drink the medication instead of trying to get her to eat the bread soaked with the medication. So let me get this all cleaned up. Let me show you kind of what it looks like before we start and how much is actually on here. I mean, it just looks terrible. And this is something that I didn't want to have to do because I didn't like the idea of knocking her down since she's so small. But at this point, it's either knock her down and clean this up, or she probably is not going to end up making it. So this is kind of a last resort here for this little girl. We're going to do our best to get her cleaned up and try to get her over this little diarrhea issue that she's been having. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with this process, and as soon as I get her cleaned up and everything, I'll be back. Okay guys, so I got her trimmed up here as best I could. I trimmed her tail all the way down, got all the hair that I could off of it. That way it's less likely that the poop is going to stick to her tail. All the weights off of it so that when she actually does go to the bathroom, she can lift her tail up out of the way. I trimmed all this I could on the sides and got everything cleaned up as best I could. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and give her some penicillin and go ahead and give her the reversal, and then move her into the north pen here where we can start treating her water, and hopefully we can get this diarrhea cleared up for her. This is something that we did a few years ago with Buckshot. When he was a fawn, he had a real bad case of this, and we done the same thing for him. And he got over it. You can tell Buckshot is a really large deer, 3-year-old buck, healthy and doing good. It's just something that they get in their gut where they just need some medication to clear up whatever the issue is in their gut with the bacteria and whatever they have. It's not something that we feel like it's going to clear up on its own. We've been trying to give her this medication through bread, you know, soaking it up with the bread like we did with like we did with Slim last winter. And she just doesn't eat the bread, or the other deer get to the bread first and kind of push her away. She's the smallest deer in the pen. So we just need to be able to somehow get that medicine down her, whether it's putting it in bread or soaking it up in bread, or actually putting it in the water and having her drink it. And I think that's the best course of action right now, is to go ahead and move her away from the pen with all these deer in it, and give her a little bit smaller water bowl, to where you know, when she drinks, she's going to be able to get some of that medication into her stomach through that water. So anyway, we're going to reverse her here, and hopefully she gets up here in just a little bit, and when she does, we'll be back. Okay guys, so here's the water dish that I put in here. I got about 10 gallons of water in it with that medication, so hopefully she's able to ingest that medication when she drinks. And there she is up in the corner. She's backed up and looking like she's completely over that sedative. Just kind of confused about where she's at right now, but hopefully she'll get over that in a couple of days and kind of calm down. But I think this is definitely going to help her at least keep her butt clean, with all that fur kind of cut off of her rear end and her tail trimmed down, so that you know, when she does use the bathroom, it can actually hit the ground and not get on her. And that's going to be the first step. And then the next step is going to be trying to get her over this diarrhea, which is just getting her the medication. You know, that's the key. I'm going to try feeding her some bread in this pen. Since we got a lot fewer deer in here, hopefully she'll be able to get that bread and kind of eat it through the bread. That's the best way to do it, and not have as many deer kind of competing with her for that bread. So anyway, she's back up and going. We'll keep you guys updated with her if anything changes. So appreciate y'all watching it, and I'll be back.